Part 1. A Revolution in Health and Personal Development. The first thing you need to know about mental health is that it's not another therapy. It's a biopsychosocial system for comprehensively understanding how our health and personal development are inseparable. Biopsychosocial just means our psychology, biology, and our behavior. Now, it's a new philosophy and a methodology which enables us to understand the root cause and the meaningful process of any health or behavioral issue. Mental health allows us to uncover why a symptom is present, what are the underlying mental and emotional causes, and why some issues become chronic. It therefore precedes any diagnostic, coaching, or therapy because once we know the reason behind the health issue, we can identify and apply only the most appropriate solution in a more precise way. Including and transcending. Now, the term meta comes from Greek and means to go above and beyond. Meta health provides a platform of understanding that includes and transcends all existing approaches within a single framework. So instead of narrowing, it widens our perspective as we develop an awareness of all levels of being: biological, psychological, social, and emotional, and at the same time considering their interconnectedness. Take the example of someone with a chronic neck pain. Say they have a regular massage to relieve the pain, but they want to resolve it completely. Using meta-health analysis, we trace the cause back to a conflict with their boss, in which they felt unfairly treated. Seeing their boss daily triggers the same feelings of injustice. Now, resolution of the issue requires an integrative approach, enabling them to release their feelings of injustice, thoughts and feelings, overcome limiting beliefs, psychological, and take responsibility for changing their reactions, which is the social part. We would also work with the neck muscles themselves to support the healing process, which is the biological part. A quantum leap for integrative medicine, health and personal development. Most of the current attempts at integrative healthcare center on offering complementary and alternative therapies alongside modern medicine. Meta-health enables a more profound integration. Because it explains the precise mechanism of dis-ease and healing, it provides a common platform for otherwise divergent approaches, and it also illuminates why, how, and when various therapeutic approaches and coaching approaches will or will not work. And meta-health provides the only vehicle currently capable of bridging the gap between practitioners working with the mind and those working with the body. And this leads to a situation on a meta-health course where you see life coaches, massage therapists, and physiotherapists learning alongside psychotherapists, doctors, acupuncturists, and even energy workers. Trusting the body's innate intelligence. One of the most prevalent underlying beliefs about health in the Western world is that illness is a mistake. Most people regard symptoms as random and unlucky misfortunes that are caused by the body's error of judgment. And many believe we simply need to eradicate the symptoms in order to restore our body to health. Mistrusting the body's ability to self-heal, we often seek quick fixes, whether that's conventional or alternative, in an effort to suppress or remove the problematic symptom. The result is a deep and widespread fear of symptoms, of illness and disease in general. The appearance of symptoms elicits a fear-generating loop of questions for which we have no clear answers. So questions such as, why have I got this? Why now? What does it mean? What have I done? When is it going to go away? Is it going to go away? Mental health enables a conscious shift from the fear of symptoms to seeing them as helpful and meaningful. It dissolves the fear by giving us a detailed understanding of the biological and evolutionary intelligence behind all our symptoms. We learn that the goal of the body-mind is to ensure self-protection and survival. From fearing symptoms to defining the cause. With meta-health, our questioning shifts from helplessness to curiosity. We still ask, why have I got this symptom and why now? But instead of having no clear answer, we're able to track back to the specific cause or trigger. Rather than blaming ourselves, we see the symptom as an unconscious reaction to the trigger. Now, with our understanding of the two phases, which we'll explain in part 2, we can even predict what's going to happen throughout the disease process and when the symptoms are likely to abate. Uncovering the meaning behind any symptom. We begin to trust the body's innate intelligence once we understand the biological and emotional meaning behind the symptom. To achieve this, we first need to look at the function of the organ in question. Then we can uncover why we get a change in its function. For example, the tendons and the ligaments in the knee enable us to walk, run, kick, and move forwards. If someone has a knee problem, such as an inflammation, they're likely to have experienced an issue with their capability to either kick something or someone away, or move forwards in some area of their life. It's no wonder why footballers often get knee injuries. Taking another example, the esophagus enables us to swallow food. So if we get an issue like gastric reflux, then we know that there's been an inability to metaphorically swallow or accept something. This refers to distasteful food, information or communication, or situation that we do not wish to accept or assimilate. But what about risk factors? The concept of symptoms having a biological meaning is a big leap in awareness. When most people are asked to consider the possible causes of illness, they cite risk factors such as genetics, environmental pollutants, lifestyle factors such as exercise, diet, alcohol, smoking, or exposure to viruses and bacteria. Yet these are incomplete hypotheses because they don't explain why a symptom appears at a specific moment in an individual's life. They also don't explain why someone can have all the risk factors yet remain symptom-free, or vice versa, have none of the risk factors and still get ill. Furthermore, as the risk factors are generic and apply to most chronic illnesses, they fail to explain why people experience different symptoms. The precise connection to illness is stress. Of all the risk factors commonly cited, stress is usually the primary one. Even within conventional medicine, it's well documented that stress is a major cause of most modern illnesses. Things such as headaches, skin complaints, digestive issues, muscular or skeletal pains, breathing or circulatory disorders, and even cancers. There's an interesting question that goes unasked and unanswered. Why does stress result in such a multitude of issues? In other words, why does one person suffer from eczema while another one gets stomach cramp and another has back pain, yet all are due to the same stress? Mental health provides not only the specific connection between mental and emotional stress responses to a stimulus, but an understanding of how this informs people's behavior and physiological reactions. These connections are logical, synchronous, and hardwired. Specific negative emotions lead to specific organ reactions. Returning to our above example, the specific stress behind an issue in the esophagus, say, will include a feeling around, I can't accept this, whereas the stress behind a gut issue will include a feeling around, I can't let go of that. Beyond emotional intelligence. This knowledge of the precise connection between symptoms and our emotional reactions underlies the central importance of emotions when it comes to our health. Awareness and release of our emotional barriers is a key aspect of healing that's been either excluded from other systems or not given due importance. Mental health is supported by the latest research in neuroscience, such as that conducted by Dr. Joseph Ledoux, which demonstrates that emotions are brain-based control systems that shape our organic responses. Most of us have learned to block, deny, or suppress those emotions that we've labelled as negative. Meta health teaches us the importance of acknowledging and accepting our emotions because they make us aware of what's going on deep within us and therefore are guides to self-healing. Illuminating the shadows. On a general level, we develop an intuitive ability to tune into the core issues behind common symptom patterns. For example, we see the feeling of inferiority beneath muscular and skeletal disorders and the suppressed anger underlying digestive issues. It's not uncommon for a mental health coach to be asked whether they're psychic, since the system gives such accurate insights. On an individual level, the specific symptoms can be explored to reveal the deeply unconscious limiting beliefs, perceptions, emotional incongruence, and the inner conflicts that are keeping us stuck and thereby blocking our healing and personal growth. In part 2, we'll introduce the scientific basis of mental health and the evidence for the organ-brain-psyche connection. You'll also discover how significant emotional events are the beginning of a disease process and gain an integrative explanation for energy fluctuations and the role of balance in promoting health and healing. For now, we'd like to leave you with a couple of questions to consider. The first is, what would happen if we begin to see symptoms as a natural part of our growth and evolution, rather than something we need to fear and avoid? And second, what would we learn from our bodies as a result, and what insights would promote our own healing and spiritual development? Consider those questions, and we'll see you in part 2.